I was weird in stand-up. I just wasn't comfortable. So I stopped.
Well, you could tell.
Guys, what's up? I'm in St. Louis. Unreal. I'm here with Nikki Glazer, hilarious comedian, master of the roast.
I can't even believe I get to share this stage with you tonight, Robert De Niro. And by this stage, I mean the final one of your life. It's reality star.
Yeah, reality show.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Mom, I have a boyfriend. Get used to it.
Thank you for doing this.
In St. Louis, and thank you for having me. I mean, thank me for having you.
Thanks for coming all the way to St. Louis to do this.
You are so kind to have come here. It's an incredible part of my life now that people will come to me because, you know, I always say that's why I moved back to St. Louis is because I'm at a point in my career where, like, if people want you enough, they'll make it happen. Yeah. Whereas, like, I used to have to live in New York or LA when I was a little less known because you have to be available when someone drops out. Like, that's how I got the Tonight Show was Paula Abdul, like, had her back hurt that day, and I got a call at 11 a.m. and it was just like, can you be here in 5 hours? Paula Abdul, is struggling with her pill addiction today, or whatever it was. That's not what they said, but that's what I figured.
Did you ever reach out to Paula Abdul and thank her?
I did. Did I meat her at some point? I feel like it's so weird that I can't remember if I've met Paula Abdul because in my dream, I do tell her, like, I filled in for you, but it was me. It was Rainn Wilson, me, and Hoobastank. I didn't remember the set that I had agreed. It's a great lineup. I'm second billing as a comedian.
Hoobastank, and who was the other?
Hoobastank and Rainn Wilson, who I called Dwight as soon as I got done with my set. I'm so nervous. I kill. I'm like, thank you, good night. J-Lo was like, come over to the couch. Come over. So I get called over, which doesn't mean the same as it does in the Johnny Carson days, but I still took it.
Still,
Go over to the couch. So I sit down and, you know, Rainn Wilson was there watching and stood up and as I walked over and then I was like, hi, and I'm a huge Office fan. And he was like, that was so funny, so good, or whatever he said. And I go, thanks, Dwight. And then I said, and clear as day, and I don't even catch it until I watched it later on. And I was like, oh, I called him his, character. And then, things were like, seemed to be happening. And then 2 years of nothing. And I'm just gaining weight, drinking every night. I'm going to get a DUI any day. And just miserable.
Used to party a lot?
Oh yeah. I mean, I used to just black out, drink. And that
really?
was my goal. Oh yeah. Why would I want to be awake for what my life was?
Was that connected with your stand-up, like in your mind a little bit? Like, were you getting blackout drunk because you had so much pressure?
No.
Trying to
stand-up
become
was
something?
Always,
or you wouldn't?
I never relied on getting drunk to get on stage, honestly. I think it helped a little bit.
I never thought you would do that. But I mean, was that like a way to cope with that?
The pressure of it, I never felt that much pressure about like failing or succeeding. I felt, I guess, money pressure for sure. It was like, drinking was a way to deal with the pressure of just not liking myself, honestly. It was a way for me to, and it still is, like I find other ways to get out of this, but it was a way to me to not feel. And most of my feelings have to do with like feeling like an imposter, feeling less than, not liking my looks, just feeling unlovable. Yeah. And so I'm like getting emotional as I'm talking about it.
If you cried right now, it'd be so good for the video.
I know, it would be so good. Honestly, I might. I am like on my period. I'm like shedding blood right now and uterine lining on this chair. I hope you guys own these. No, I'm almost mystified by people who don't want to just get out of their minds and like be in a world where nothing matters. Like when I would drink, the first time I drank when I was a junior in high school, I remember telling my friends, why doesn't everyone drink all the time? Why isn't everyone drunk all the time? I didn't understand why you wouldn't want to do this all the time. It's the best feeling in the world. I felt confident. I felt no worries. I liked myself. And I was like, I really said that. And I remember my friends not being on, I didn't sense that it was a weird thing I said, but I remember being kind of taken back by that. They weren't like, yeah. And that's still how I feel about getting high, about food, about anything that feels good. I go, how do people just go, yeah, that's enough? How do they not want to chase it? I'm fighting chasing it constantly because. Do
you still fight it? Are you doing?
Yeah, I mean.
Do you think about
drinking? It depends on how good life is going or how fulfilled you are through other things and how much work you're doing on yourself, which is, it takes time. And when you don't have a lot of time in your life, when I get too busy, I tend to want to chase those highs, whether it be sex, food, flirt, having a crush. That literally, if they sold having a crush in a pill form, the feeling I get of having like a crush, I'd be on Skid Row right now.
I never found that in other people. Nobody ever made me that happy.
Maybe that, really?
Because you know why? My mother was so incredible that I feel like I know girls hate to hear that.
No,
But,
I feel the same way about my dad. I actually have the same exact issue with my dad.
but that was in your show, actually. I
Yep.
saw that.
And I
saw
felt
that your
weird
dad
that they
loved you.
said that they kept it. I said some things in interviews where I'm like, that makes me uncomfortable to watch, but
no,
it's true.
it made you like you a lot.
Oh, thanks.
I related to that.
It's disturbing to say that I don't think I've found a partner because no one could love me as much as my dad or mom. I mean,
Right.
that's kind of like I recently told my boyfriend in like couples therapy, I'm like, I need, like, my dad's gonna be gone someday and he celebrates me and he loves me in this way of like, he like touches me. I'm just kidding. No, he he fucks me this way. So I really need you to learn, like, take a tutorial from him and when he goes away.
Sure.
No, my dad just like sincerely loves me and just thinks I'm like the best. Like, thinks I close a cabinet and he's like, just the way you close that cabinet. Like, and it's a little bit narcissistic because I look like my dad and I am my dad more than my sister probably is. So I'm like this golden child to my dad that I'm not ever a favorite or anything. My parents are very like fair when it comes to doling out love, but
And they go the other way because you're famous and your sister isn't, right?
They
They make sure to make it equal.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
yeah.
I don't think. Thank God, my sister is such a good. My sister is stunning. She is model. She's like
Your sister was on Howard with you, right?
No. My sister's been on my reality show a little
did
bit.
you talk about your sister on Howard?
Yeah, probably.
That's what
I
it
grew
was.
up with a very beautiful sister who did not know she was beautiful, but I did, and everyone else who I was around did, and I heard about it constantly. So I grew up with feeling in the shadow of her. I was not a good Solange. I can't be Solange. I need to be Beyonce. So I thank fucking Christ that my sister did not want to be famous because she could be in a second. She's talented. She's beautiful. She's a good actress. She's just didn't have the craving. I thank God that she didn't want to be famous because I couldn't have taken being the less famous sister. No.
But where do you think that need comes from to be famous? Like, why am I here?
Love. Because you didn't get enough from somewhere.
My
Maybe you got
father.
it from your dad. Yeah,
My father didn't love me enough. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think but I also came to like reckon with that too, like a long time ago. Like maybe when I was
we do, but we don't. That's the thing is we think we do. We make peace with it. We can acknowledge it. We can say it on a podcast. But deep down, there's something about us that go, God, my mom didn't love me. My dad didn't love me. Whoever, the person that's supposed to love me just because I'm born, not because I did anything, then I must be unlovable because this whole bullshit about you're enough. You don't need the things. Well, if that's true, the one person that should have loved me for being nothing other than just being didn't, then I must be fundamentally not good in some way.
I worry about that too, like being too available or being too
Well,
like
you don't
what
want to
ended up
get
with your
incestuous. Emotionally incestuous is what they call it. Where
Yeah,
you
like-
turn them into your spouse by sharing too much. Best friend.
I don't do that. But I do create an atmosphere of like, you guys are the greatest things to ever walk the earth. And that's not
Because you believe it, though.
the best.
You're not lying.
My mother told me that.
But are you
and then
lying
I
to
fell
them,
really
Jason?
hard in my 20s. Huh?
Jason, here's the thing. You don't need to say you're going to be the best basketball player ever. You really are. Like, because you probably know that he's, whatever it is, like, don't lie. But if you think they're the best, which that's my therapist one day, she said, the reason you have issues with your dad is because, yeah, he told you you were the most beautiful girl and that you're the most talented, but you knew that was bullshit because you're not the most beautiful. She was like, you're average looking. You always have been.
Your
She told
therapist
me-
said that? Your therapist
I have a therapist I used to pay literally $325 twice a week because she made me go twice a week or otherwise I couldn't see her. Cash under the table. Don't even know if she was like a legit therapist. You know,
Right.
she does have a website and she's operating out of Los Feliz. You be careful out there. I'm not going to use her name because I don't want to go to prison.
Right.
But I call her Maya Abusive because I always call her my abusive therapist. So her name is Dr. Maya Abusive. So Dr. Abusive kept me going to her for so long and I was wrapped up in her. She did have good advice though. She broke me of, because I have such an obsession with, you know, physicality and being perceived as hot and wanting people to desire me in that way just so that I'm loved, so that I'm relevant, you know?
Right.
And I remember struggling with like, I had to do some taping for Comedy Central. It was like 2014 or something. And I was like, I got to go get a dress after this. She goes, you're not a beauty. You're not a beauty. She leaned forward. You are not a beauty. You never will be. You don't want to be. Thank God you're not a model. You'll never be a beauty. And I was just like, you can't say this to me. And I was like, it was really hitting me. But
But you are so beautiful.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, Jason, I am. But
no, I am. But contextually, I am. Like you put me next to, we put me on stage with Victoria's Secret Angels. My face looks a little. I'm never gonna be a 10, so I might as well not try in my eyes.
But wouldn't you rather be able to go up
I-
and like kill at a huge theater to 3,000 people?
No, I would rather look like Giselle and have literally no ability to speak.
Oh, get out of here! You're out of your mind.
I'm not out of my mind. I would rather look like Giselle and have her beauty and her like whatever she has. Then,
but look at your life. You have like so many.
I mean, I don't want to give up my life.
Respect.
I love my life, but if I was
You
giving
performed
someone
with
a life,
Wilco. That's like when I
Giselle,
saw that, I was like,
if she wanted to go to Wilco, she could go to Wilco like that with no talent and being a real.
not open for Wilco.
I didn't open for Wilco.
What did you do?
I mean,
clothes?
I would open anything. I would open my body and my my heart is open.
What did you do? Did
No,
you
I just
close?
hung out with Wilco.
I saw you on stage.
I was doing a stand-up. They had like a stand-up tent. It was a Wilco festival, and so they had a stand-up show. But yeah, I mean, I'm being, facetious for the sake of humor, but I do believe I struggled with, or I used to struggle with, and I currently do because I'm aging, with being not hot, not fuckable in general. I've struggled with it my whole life because I've always seen people get things that I felt like, well, they don't deserve it, or, but I've always thought they deserve it because I'm like, oh, she was just born beautiful. But it made me feel it was unfair. And that's why I'm funny, is because I'm not as pretty as I want to be.
Right.
And people go, well, you're pretty. And it's like, okay, well, I figured out how to put on eyeliner and how to stay trim and spray tan. I literally was painting tan on my legs before we got started because I want my neck to kind of match my milky white lower limbs.
Yo guys, today's episode is brought to you by SeatGeek. Yes, SeatGeek, the most amazing ticketing app out there in the world. SeatGeek is the app that I use to get all my concert tickets when I take my kids to see concerts like Vampire Weekend. We went and saw Kanye West. We saw Drake. We saw Tyler, the Creator. Yes, I'm that cool, and that's because of SeatGeek. And right now, if you use my code NASH, you'll get $20 off your first order. So that's incredible. Go out there, go see a live show, use my code NASH, and get $20 off, and you'll be cool too. I promise. That's all thanks to SeatGeek. How'd you get so good at writing jokes?
I'm very adaptive and can do
You're a
kind
chameleon.
of impressions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do bad impressions of people like very quickly, but I can, if I admire someone enough, I can take them on. I can't do to you because there's just the admiration isn't there yet. But you and I used to run around LA together, right? Like, how
don't think we
know
did.
each other? But I know you.
I know you. You think you know me because we follow each other, but we don't.
No, that's not true. I definitely.
We've never hung out.
Well, we never hung out, but we definitely been in the same place before, and maybe like drank together before.
Yeah, like maybe at like Bar Lubitsch. Like you did the
Maybe.
show and I was on the show.
I definitely knew you in person.
I
I was
was
around you
weird
in
in
person at least a couple times.
I was weird in stand-up. I just wasn't comfortable. So I stopped.
Well, you could tell. That was a joke where I was trying to say, you want to hear the process of that joke? I wanted to make a joke, but I wanted to make a joke that was the opposite of what I was saying. So I was trying to sound exactly my delivery. I was trying to sound like, oh, you couldn't tell. So I thought, how would you say you couldn't tell at all? And then just say the opposite. Oh, you could tell.
That's good.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about teaching comedy?
Yeah. I'm doing it right now. Pay attention. Are you ready for a pop quiz? All right. What did Jenna Maroney say? Fidelity also was. A.
Can you look at my Bumble profile and critique it?
Oh my God. Is it my birthday? It is a week after my birthday. This is the greatest present ever.
Okay.
Hell yes. Oh my God.
Because I love when you make fun of guys.
Wait, I didn't. Okay,
So
I
we
forgot
thought
you were
this would be
single.
funny.
Okay. Here is Jason's Bumble profile. What a treat this is to do. Okay.
By the way,
Your real age. Appreciate it.
well, you have to. They can
Do
look it
ya?
up.
Not on. What's it called?
No, because what will happen is if I put 41, someone will screenshot it, put it on
Yes.
Twitter. Like, he's
and
lying.
honestly,
And who cares?
that's not an old age. I mean,
No, it is.
Okay, it isn't. Okay, so your picture is with your dog, and your dog is blinking. You look adorable. You look like yourself. Your hair looks great.
Okay.
Great hairline. Great view. You live in California. This is kind of funny too. It's a funny post because you had to lift the dog up. The dog is blinking in it. So this guy is funny.
Okay.
And he doesn't look. Sometimes guys post with dogs and I'm just like, oh, he'll never love me more than that dog. And you just like, no. And
No,
you're
I
just
can't
like,
stand
I
the dog.
can't. So I can tell you have room in your life for me. The
Yep.
dog How old's the dog? It
He's a
doesn't
year-
look like a puppy.
He's a year.
Oh shit. Okay, so ladies, you got 9 years until that dog's out of the picture, and he has room for you.
Isn't that the worst when you start dating someone and they have a dog?
Yeah, I always go, how old is it? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, good. Okay, 4 more years left.
I was dating this girl and it's the first couple of months, like she would go out in her bad neighborhood and walk the 2 dogs and like didn't ask me to do it. But then it became like, if I'm going to be there, I should take the dogs out
or
in
you
the
should
bad
go
neighborhood.
no, you go together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go together. Like you get mugged together.
I had a date the other night.
Oh my God, we have to talk about this. Hold on. Tell me about your date after I say the beach.
go.
Okay, so this is what he says he likes. The beach, working out. Okay, it annoys me that I know you had to do it to just save space.
It's basic. I know
You
it's very
you
basic.
didn't put spaces between the beach, space, comma, space, working out, but you had to do that because,
What did I do?
so like, see the beach, working out, there's no spaces there. So it looks like you're illiterate. Okay,
Yeah,
so we
that
need
is-
to change that.
That is bad.
The beach, working out, black coffee, Steely Dan. Black coffee's k. Sorry, that's a word I invented that is describing someone saying something that like
K?
k. It's just like k. Like
Yeah.
like no one needs to know you like black coffee. It just is making you sound like I'm so bad. I don't put any sugar or any of that pussy shit in my coffee. I'm a man. Like just coffee is fine. Black coffee, k. But you're nice. Steely Dan, that just tells you what kind of guy you are. Love it. But do you love Steely Dan like that much? Are they like everything to you? Really?
Yeah, like they're like my Taylor Swift.
Hey 19 is
Yeah.
my favorite song.
Their songs are so. We were trying to come up with a name for the podcast yesterday, and we were going through Steely Dan titles.
Oh, that's a good
to come
idea.
up with
Oh,
ideas.
I did that for Taylor Swift for my reality show.
You did?
Yeah, and they wouldn't let me do "Girl at Home" because that was one of her songs. But
Taylor-
they were like,
they'll sue
Taylor
you.
might get litigious. I mean, she is litigious. She should be. Get yours, girl. Okay.
Nikki loves Taylor Swift, guys.
Love. She's,
I know a lot about you.
you really do. But when you watch my reality show, you learn a lot because I'm very.
I spent the whole weekend. I listened to the Conan podcast,
Oh my
the Rogan
God.
podcast.
Wow.
Andrew Santino.
Oh, you know everything,
I know
Jason.
everything.
I'm so sorry.
Except the Rogan podcast was during COVID. So it was just the two of you like, fuck, are we going to be alive?
Oh my God, that
It
was
was
an
great.
intense
I mean,
one. No, it was
I
intense.
love Joe Rogan, but
And that was me. I was so
I wasn't
depressed.
getting a lot about you.
Oh my God, I was so depressed. Oh yeah, and I was just trying to steer clear of any like Biden Trump talk,
Yes.
even though he pulled me in there, and I'm just
But-
like, please
but-
don't make me do this.
But sometimes that's the best stuff too. Like when Howard went live during 9/11.
Yeah.
Like people need that. They want to see you guys talking about,
Oh yeah.
I'm stuck at home and I can't do shit. And what
when
are we going to do?
I did my podcast, I had a podcast going when COVID hit, and
Yeah.
I was like, can I just do it every day? I mean, it's not the podcast I do now is every day, but it was started. I was just finishing up a Comedy Central show that I did with SiriusXM. So I did a 4-day show anyway on Sirius, and then I switched to a podcast that was just once a day.
Are you on Sirius or iHeart? Or
I was on Sirius for 2 years, doing
Right.
four
and
shows
that's
a
where
day.
you did David's show, when you interviewed David. That was the Sirius show.
David.
Dobrik.
Yes, that was the Sirius show.
Are you looking through your DMs at all?
I do look through my DMs. There's
For
like
a blue check mark?
So the beach, working out, black coffee, Steely Dan, golden retrievers. Just say my dog. Like if you're trying to save space, Goodfellas and Curb. Okay, so you like, there's got to be more to you. I don't know if like.
You know, I always have that problem. Somebody will ask me, they're like,
do
what?
you like working out?
I do.
Oh.
I have to. It's the only thing that keeps me sane.
What do you love about the beach? What are you doing at the beach?
When I'm at the beach, I forget all my troubles. I'm so basic, Nikki, as I'm saying.
No,
it.
I love that.
I forget all my troubles. I'm calm. I don't have any anxiety.
Wow, just
I-
sitting on the beach. Like, what do you?
Walking on the beach, my dog on the beach. But the thing I do every Saturday is I drive to the beach with my dog and we run 5 or 6 miles on the
Oh,
beach.
that's great.
And that's like to
Running
me,
on sand. How are your ankles doing? How's your body handling that? It's hard to run
it's
on
not
the
the
sand.
best. Did you hurt yourself running?
I have over the years, but
I
I'm a
wore my
runner
hip,
now,
I had
and
hip surgery.
I'm scared of. Someone was like, "You got to do a marathon." I go, "No, I want to be able to walk when I'm 70."
Right.
It doesn't look like that way. If you, my basics, 6 feet. Is that true?
Yep.
You were not doing 5'11" and a half. This is 6 feet on the dot. Okay, we're talking 5. We're
Fuck, you got
5'11" probably.
5'11"
Active. Okay, undergraduate degree. Never drink, never smoke. You never have drank, or you
I-
never do it now.
I don't drink now.
Yeah. Never drink, never smoke.
I never had a taste for alcohol. I'm
You're
Jewish.
looking for marriage. You have and want more kids. You're a Gemini, liberal, Jewish, vaccinated.
Does it say I want more kids?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it says, please, 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 mommy, mommy. Why did you put that in there? I didn't even know that was an option. You should take that out.
Today's show is also brought to you by our friends at Hubi. Hubi, wow, what an incredible company Hubi is. What is Hubi? Well, let me tell you, it's who.be, B-E, and Hubi is incredible. Basically, Hubi allows you to put all your links in one place. So on your Instagram bio where you have your link, I have my Hubi link there, and that way people can go and see what I'm working on. So for multi-hyphenates like myself, and I'm sure you are as well, working on different things. You want to show people all the different things you're working on. So for me, I have my Hubi link there. They go there. They can check out the podcast. They can check out my YouTube videos. They can check out the audio for the podcast. They can check out my TikTok. And Hubi has the best interface, and it's truly incredible. Everything's bright. All the thumbnails are very colorful. I highly recommend checking out Hubi. Go to the link in the description right now. It's who.be and sign up today. I don't want more kids.
Okay, here's you on then you should definitely take that out. Here, because that is, I mean.
But if I met the right person, like if I fell in love
I know,
with
I wish they had that button, but I can be convinced. But if your pussy feels really good and I don't want to wear a condom one time, and I can't convince you to take care of it in a state that allows that still. Okay, so here's you on a construction site over 10th Avenue. Is this 10th Avenue?
That is 9th Avenue.
Oh my God, so close. That was pretty good, right?
That's 8th Avenue in the city.
Oh,
We were
okay.
on top of
It's getting
a
worse and worse.
double-decker bus.
Oh, okay. Looks a lot like this picture before it. We're not getting anything new about you. We just know that you like posing in front of.
I hate photos about myself.
Nice.
I've never taken a good photo.
No, you clearly
I don't
have.
know how to smile. When I smile, I look dead inside.
You on Runyon,
Yeah,
like looking to the side.
that's a good
Very
photo.
influencery, but it shows your body. It shows like your height. Everything checks out. And then here's you with ice cream doing a selfie. Listen, you are someone who is Googleable. So
I'm what?
But I guess that's not good. Are you going to connect your Instagram to this?
I guess I could. I don't want people to see
Jason's
my
location.
Instagram. I don't want
Oh,
people
okay.
to...
Well, then, if this is what we'll get along, it says we'll get along if you love Curb. There are things like that I used to have on my thing. If you love Veep, because
Right.
Veep, it's just a way of like, if you like this thing, it's just so who I am, and I can't be with someone who doesn't appreciate how brilliant Veep is.
I was going to go see Larry David live, and the plan was to see if I could meet somebody there. Because if they like
That's a great idea.
if they like Larry David, then they've got to be the
I
right
love that.
person.
I used to wear Wilco shirts all the time because I was like, if that is the basis for a relationship, is like, I love Wilco so much, like just sharing their music together, going to concerts.
Yeah,
like,
I love Wilco.
I think it's a reason to wear band shirts. If you're really passionate, you should wear Steely Dan shirts. Some girl might go, oh my God, I love Steely Dan. And then you have like, that's why you wear merch.
Sounds so desperate.
Black coffee, working out.
I am desperate.
Desperate.
I am desperate.
Yes, we're desperate.
Yeah, of course.
So do the things that work. I recently, my special coming out is all about,
Yeah, tell me about it.
it's about, like, not because I was like, I'm going to make this special about this thing, but it ends up being about realizing a lot of things about what I put out there, what I'm looking for in a relationship, what I think I want, what I actually want, the decisions I'm making that lead me to, I just learned, I tried to be the mother for young girls, even girls my age, that I wish I would have had this advice of like, hey, I found a way to get any guy you want. It's really hard and you probably won't do it and you won't trust me till later. But if you're struggling, here's a
How?
tried and true method that I learned from reading a book that Whitney Cummings recommended to me like
What's the
5
book?
years ago.
I love Whitney Cummings.
I love Whitney so much.
I don't know her, but I love her.
Oh, she's so smart and
Yeah, she
crazy.
is. She's really smart.
You know, from one girl to the next, brilliant, but like, I just love how she just will go where her mind, like she's always doing her best, like in terms of like, she's a good person.
Yeah.
And I just love that she's not trying to hold anything back anymore. And so it looks, and I say crazy with love, like I mean, she has mental issues, we all do, but like, I just like someone who's being authentically them and being like, I'm just going to get naked if I want. I'm going to scream if I'm going to be loud. I'm going to have people go, oh, that's too much. I really admire that because I
puts it all
worry
out
about
there.
that.
Yeah.
I hate when I read, like, I don't read comments about myself because my worst fear is being like, she's old. She thinks she's funny. She's not. She talks too much. All these things that I know people say about me because it's the internet. They'll say everything.
Yeah.
But
I don't read
like someone
comments
who's
either.
just like, I don't even give a fuck. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do for yourself in
I
our
don't read
business.
them.
The best thing. And so
I
many
read them
people can't do
yesterday.
it.
I read them 2 days ago, and I went into like an hour depression.
YouTube comments, I haven't read since 2013, 12 or 13. And then, Instagram, I do because those are generally people that like me and there's not mean stuff on
Safe
there.
place, yeah.
Twitter comments, no more.
YouTube,
That's
you
for
have
years.
to read your YouTube comments if you're a creator because you have to see what they're saying.
I mean, that's the Reddit. I used to do my subreddit or go to my subreddit because it was just people that love me. And then you get a little bit more famous. And that's the thing. The more people that like you are the more people that hate you. And people that hate you, that also you mix crazy and like wanting to get your attention, they'll say really mean things that you go, well, this must be true if someone's this outspoken about it. But really, they're just crazy.
Yeah.
Like no one in their right state of mind would comment something mean under someone's video that they don't know. That's a crazy person. But you take it like they're a normal person writing this.
Why do people do that?
They do it because they're in pain and they're jealous and they will never admit themselves they're jealous, or you represent something to them that they hate about themselves or hate about someone that hurts them. So, I'm very tempted to cyberbully people sometimes with an anonymous comment that I know would devastate them. It's so oh God,
who do you not like?
I'm a secret. I mean, that's why I love roasts, is I get to say the meanest things I've ever thought.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
I get to say them. I get paid to say them. I get told to say them. But I would never cyberbully, but man, have I been tempted to, and I know exactly what I would do, and it would fucking hurt someone. And you know why I would feel good? Because I'm in pain, and I want other people to feel just as sad as I am. And when I'm not in that state of mind, I don't think those things about people. The same people that would make me, I don't get jealous of, sometimes I get jealous of other female comics that are younger than me, funnier than me, whatever. Just work harder than me, all these things that are bound to happen because I'm aging, and hopefully the next generation is funnier, and they always are.
Wait.
And there are times where I just want to go away. Will you just die? Like something happened to you, like literally, like I wouldn't.
You don't
this
need
person.
to feel that way. You're like top level comedian and only getting better, and also just getting funnier. Like now,
it's irrational, is what I'm saying. You're right. Like, but there is a little bit of truth to it because there is competition. We are in competition. It's a business.
But stand up, you don't have to worry about that because stand ups only get better.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm too tired to get better, and I just want to watch TV with my dog and live in St. Louis. I don't want to. That's the thing. Is like I go to LA and I'll see these, up and comers, or even my peers getting really good, like, or I'll see their names on the lineups at the Comedy Store every night, and I'll go, God, she's getting in shape.
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting in St. Louis, but I'm on the road right now doing hour-and-a-half shows at least every single night, sometimes twice a night, every weekend. I don't need to be doing stand-up during the week. And thank God, because it used to be an addiction before.
Wait, so go back. I have like 3 questions.
Yeah, so I read this book called Getting to I Do.
Wait, so what, you said you're going to help young girls.
Getting to I Do is the name of the book, and it talks about, it's the worst name, and I have a whole bit about it that you'll have to wait to see.
Getting to do what I do.
No, I wish that was the name of it. Getting to I Do. Like the thing you say at the altar when you get married.
Oh.
I mean, my joke is like,
marriage important to you?
No.
If we get back together, we should just get engaged.
With monogamy, when a man comes, essentially, and I read this in a separate book, but it supports her theory, which is don't sleep with them until they love you, because a man will feel, a little bit bored with you after he fucks you, no matter what, because it's biologically, like, his body tells him, hey, don't come in this again for like a month or so because you can't get something pregnant twice. That's a waste of your sperm, and we got to make babies. This tribe is like, we got to succeed as the human species. So you sticking around in this woman's teepee and having a relationship and just coming in her is the dumbest thing you could do for your species, because what if she can't get pregnant? Like, you already
You think this is all unconsciously going on
so
in my
that's why
mind and men's minds?
On a subconscious level because no one's going to consciously be like, I mean, people don't want kids actively, and they consciously don't want them, but subconsciously, your body, your DNA, there's still things going on. And I don't know if this exactly checks out. There's myriad things going on psychologically and, physically on different levels. But this is one level I do feel is true, where a man changes afterwards despite himself. He doesn't even know he's going to. This isn't like an F-boy, like the guys on my show that are like, I know what, I'm here just for the money. I'm going to cheat her. I'm going to convince her I like her. Guys really do like women, and sometimes they sleep with them, and then they just feel different afterwards. And
But
the
what
truth
about
is,
when you like straight up meet somebody and you just fall in love and you're just like, oh my God, this
I
person's
tell
the
them,
best.
listen, I'm like falling in love with you, and I want to sleep with you so badly. But I don't even know what I want yet, but I cannot do that until I know for sure you're on the same page, and that we have like, we either like talk about like what this is and figure it out. And I know you love me as much as I love you. That's really my litmus. So when I started sleeping with my ex-boyfriend again, after like so during COVID, we were just hanging out. He was not feeling it. And then we both kind of got psychologically like healthier. We were both depressed at that time. It was smart of him not to do anything. I didn't want to fall in love with him again. So, and I had read this book, which I wasn't trying to like get him to marry me. I'd already given up on him, but I did want to have like fun and hook up. But I told him, we can do everything, but you can't put your penis in my vagina. That hole is for my husband. And he laughed because it was a hilarious thing to say. And I go, I don't know what that means. I was like, it just means it's that hole penis wise. No penis will go in there unless that penis loves me as much as I love it. And that could be we both don't like each other, but I know that I want to, the next time I do that act of like a new penis in my vagina, which is something that's, I don't even want to procreate, but something, my body thinks it's special. I want to keep that special. But you can do anything else. I mean, you can put your fingers in there, you can put toys, I'll suck your dick, we can do anal. I mean, offered everything else. And that wasn't to be like, please, sir, just stay. It was me being like, I'm gonna have fun.
You're drawing the line.
And guess what's so hot is not fucking. Doing everything else, literally everything else. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to be grotesque. I'm just saying I was nervous about it because sex was always my go-to because I get nervous about sex too. I'm not like great in bed. I don't think I'm much better at so many other things in my life than sex, but I enjoy it a lot. But I know that my strengths are getting fucked. And if you remove that from it, my arsenal is depleted. But I still was like, okay, what's this gonna be? And it turns out you just do other stuff and it's so fun. Have you ever tried to, someone you desperately want to have sex with and they want to have sex with you and you say, we just can't? It's the hottest Romeo and Juliet shit you've ever had. And by the time, and it breeds love. So I don't want to speak for him, but he fell in love with me in a way. We used to live together. I mean, we were partners forever. He started just like, I remember one time getting my license out for something. It's just like an ugly picture. I was like stoned and like no makeup and like, it's a license picture. And he was like, you are so beautiful. Can I have this? And I was like, what? Like,
I get it. What you're saying makes sense.
It was something
and the same
about
token,
not having me.
If you have, once you break up and have sex with somebody too, it's really good.
Yeah, it's the forbidden. And
yeah. Guys, just a quick word about my new website, Nash Nation, thenashnation.com, where you can get exclusive content produced by myself and Ferris and Jess. We're working really hard over there. When you sign up for Nash Nation, you'll get the All Good Things podcast a week early. Pretty cool. You'll also get bonus episodes up there. You also get early access to the next roast, which will be sometime in October. So if you want to support this podcast and support all the things that we're doing here, go sign up for Nash Nation today. You will not regret it. It's thenashnation.com. Before we run out of time, there's just things that I have to hit with you.
Please, I want to hear about this date. Can you just really take me through this date?
I was on a date. We were at my house, and I was like, do you want to watch the Kardashians? And she was like, yeah.
Oh my God, I would be like so excited.
I'm like, I fucking love the Kardashians.
Yeah.
I think it's the best shit. And my ex-wife like produces like highbrow television.
Yeah.
And we were all to dinner the other night, and I told her, I said, Kardashian's the best show on television. And she looked at me like she was going to fucking kill me.
No, reality shows are amazing.
But it's the best.
And they really know what they're doing, and it is the best show. And what I always say, because I host F-Boy Island and I have a reality show, when people are like a little bit like scripted, like that's like, I like real TV and you like your trash. I go, oh, why is mine trash? It's not real. And yours is, because those are actors who are horrible people pretending to be nice people, or nice people pretending to be horrible people. They're faking it, and they're reading dialogue written by white men in Burbank. So that's
I agree.
Real.
I hate when people get an attitude
like,
about
cool. Like
yeah.
Reality shows, the emotions are fucking real as fuck. Okay, people do fall in love that fast. People, it's,
and they hit each other. They fight.
There are repercussions to these reality shows. Yes, everything that's happening wouldn't be happening if cameras weren't there. But man, that's their life.
Did you see her spill the beans on Pete Davidson? It was like so well done. It was
no. I can't. I can't watch it because I'm so jealous of how much their show does well that I can't handle it. If I didn't have a reality show, I'd be all in because I love them. But I do love the Kardashians.
Yeah, but your show is just like their show when it started.
Yes, exactly.
Their show was the same thing. It was like, it's a base.
Time. And once you get a base and you get more money, production level goes up. Like it's, and you figure out what you are, and they know what they are so well. But is the new Hulu show like done differently than the E! Show?
The only thing is they talk to camera. So it's a bit like a YouTube video sometimes. So Kim will be like, you guys love when we have salads, so you guys are getting to have a salad.
So in the middle, she will be like,
she'll talk to
Courtney, like just talking like this and be like, can you believe what Courtney just said?
Yeah.
Did she say that yesterday? Like she'll talk to the producer and stuff?
A little bit. They maybe do it like once or twice a show.
I like that. Okay, maybe I'll steal that from you.
Steal it. You should do that. You should talk to camera
It
because
would
you're
be
a
fun
stand-up.
because there's so many. There's an audience there, and I'm always trying to get the camera. If the camera people are like, "Ugh," I'm like,
Do you do
yes.
that? Do you break the fourth wall on your show?
Well, I don't like to because I know that it's just going to be an editing nightmare for someone. Like I'm thinking about the person that's like, Nikki, really, you had to like do this, so now this could have been a seamless scene, and it takes the energy out of the scene because then it acknowledges. My parents and everyone in my show doesn't want. They're not actors. Like I was saying before, we want to be famous, and we can't understand. No one. When I did this reality show, my parents were like, "We don't want to do this," and I'm like, "You're gonna be on TV." My sister's like, "I'm not doing it." I'm like, "TV? You have a TV show? You're gonna be?" And they don't. No one on the show wants to be on the show except me. And
My
so,
sister wouldn't do it either.
yeah. So we're weird.
And I get it.
Okay, so you put on the Kardashians.
I put on the Kardashians.
Is she excited about it? And how was the date before this?
It's like a second date. And she's like,
Oh, did you guys kiss yet?
Yeah.
Did you have sex?
No.
Oh, okay.
So she's like,
Did you do anything besides kiss?
no.
So it was just a kiss and then good night. Make
Yeah.
out?
No,
Tongue?
she came to my house.
Tongue? Oh, spend the night in your bed?
No.
Make out on the couch.
Yes.
Tits. Any tits action. Come on. And dry humping. I'm just
No.
wondering because these
No
are all
tits.
important things to know. Okay,
No
so
tits.
second date, she clearly likes you if she went on a second date. Girls don't go on second
guess
dates
so.
unless they like you.
And so I said, you want to watch the Kardashians? She's like, yeah, sure. She's like, but I really like, what was the fucking show?
Curb. You're
No.
like, please, curb.
No, it was like another reality show. So we watched the Kardashians and I was like, oh, that's great. And then she wanted to watch her show. And I
Good.
was like, oh my God, like I don't have it in me to watch her show. You know what I mean?
Did she watch your show or does she like the Kardashians?
She liked the Kardashians, but she liked this other reality show
But you
better.
didn't know this reality show at all? The other one?
No, I didn't know it at all.
That's weird. Because here's the thing.
But it's been so
If-
long since I've been divorced
But
for.
Jason, if she would not have known the Kardashians all and never seen it, would you have had her watch it? If she was just like, if she would have felt the same way about the Kardashians that you felt about this show and you could
Right.
sense it, would you have still asked her to watch it and wanted her to watch it? Or would you have come up with something that would be?
No, I would have came up with something. If she had
Yeah,
said,
that's
she had
where-
said, I don't like the Kardashians, I would have been like, okay, let's not
I
watch
get
it.
weird when people make me watch things that they know that I'm like, I'm not into this.
Oh no, I would never
try
do
to
that.
gauge, but at times I'm sure my friends could be like, Nick, you make us watch shit all the time. I'm like, yeah, because you're on payroll and you're opening for me. And if you want to keep opening for me, you'll watch this fucking YouTube video that made me cry last night in bed. And now, and contextually, it's not really hitting anyone.
Right. All right.
You look like Bryan Cranston.
Do I?
I'm serious. Like, I'm not the Bryan Cranston, like a young, like, what's his name from Seinfeld? When he's the dentist. No, not when you make a face like that. No. Okay, well, it's gone. You lost it. You had it. You were Breaking Bad.
I mean, I have the
and now
same
you're-
coloring as a Brian
Yes,
Cranston.
you do. But you
Who
do
do people
look
say
like
you look
him.
like?
What?
Who do people say you look like?
I used to get Lily Sobieski. I used to get Helen Hunt. Now
Helen
I
Hunt.
get, God, I don't get anyone. I get my dad a lot, and I'm always like, "Fuck you! Don't tell a girl she looks like her dad."
Okay, let's do this. Okay, I have to ask you about
Comment
the roast.
below who I look like and be nice about it, please. Thanks.
Okay, so tell me about the roast because I was coming to interview and all my friends were like, you have to ask her about it. Does she ever get in trouble?
No.
Did you ever get a
Yes.
phone call from somebody?
Okay, here's what I can say about getting in trouble. So when I did the last roast I did, it was Alec Baldwin, and Caitlyn Jenner was on it, and I wanted to make jokes about her car accident where
Yeah.
the woman died.
Yeah.
And this was before I was friends with Caitlyn. Like, I'm not like friends, but before I was acquainted with her, and I love her so much. And so I just thought and I'm very familiar with her just based on the Kardashian show. But with Caitlyn, I wrote these jokes, and Comedy Central was like, please, Nikki, don't do these. Please don't. And I go, all you have to do is tell me with this, if Caitlyn were to say, don't make that joke. Listen, a woman died in the event that made this joke happen. An innocent woman that was just driving in front. And Caitlyn was found innocent. So this was a horrible accident. But I want to comment on it if, first of all, I'm not making fun of the victim and I'm just making fun of Caitlyn. And so I
Right.
found jokes that did that. But
So what
I said to
happened?
Comedy Central, I won't do these jokes, but I need to know that she says don't do them. Have you told her that I might do these jokes? And they're like, no. And I'm like, tell her, ask her.
Right.
Can anyone do a joke? And they were too pussy to ask her and not
course.
pussy, but like I would be too. She's the biggest talent. They want to keep her. They don't want to scare her away.
Yeah.
And they think that even if they ask her, she'll be like, well, I'm not doing it anymore then. And so they're just like, please just don't.
Yeah.
And so I was doing these jokes around town, but I kept doing them because I'm like, I'm going to prepare to do them because until you tell me not to. And I asked them, can I meet with her and ask her before I'll literally can I call her? I'll do it so gently. And they were like, no, we don't trust you. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I keep doing the jokes, and they're literally the best jokes I have in my set that are just the ones that go like, oh my God. And this is the night before. And it kills and kills and kills. And there was another joke during the Bruce Willis roast too that I took out that I wish that I wouldn't have. But Jeff Ross was like, it's just mean, and they're going to be there. Because it was making fun of how his daughters got his looks instead of Demi Moore's.
Yes.
And how I relate to that because my sister got my mom's looks and I look like my dad. And so like I was going to make...
For anyone to make that joke, you could.
I was going to be like, I'm one of you. Like, listen, looking at the DNA, we had a choice of our God picked the wrong one for us, you know. But, they're beautiful girls, but they do look like their dad more than their mom, and everyone knows it. And I was worded much more couthly than that, and it was putting me in it too. It was implicating myself as a Willis brother, and so but I didn't do it, and I regret doing it because those girls do have a great sense of humor, and I got called ugly like a million times during that thing. So, but anyway, so
I think it's okay. You didn't do it. It's
fine. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
they're not like playing with toys. They're adult women. They could have handled it.
Yeah, but still.
It wasn't calling them ugly. It just said it looked like him. And that's okay to look like
I've turned into such a pussy, by the way.
Yeah, you have. I think they can handle it.
I think they can handle it.
They could have, but you know what? I have had a lot of regrets about roast where I didn't do that joke. Why didn't I do it? About literally everything. I'll leave here being like, why did I say that one thing? Why didn't I say this? And I'm always like, I can't fuck up anymore with those thoughts because I could spend the rest of the night being like, why didn't I tell that one story? Why did I blather on about that other bullshit? But now I'm just like, because if I did say that story, maybe it would have like upset someone in a way that they like kick their dog later that night. Like I always just think like I avoided something. Everything happens for a reason. Right. Bullshit.
A roast. Go ahead.
I get to the morning so the set is killer. I get to the morning and Comedy Central finally calls me and they go, Caitlin found out that someone was making jokes running the set around town about the car accident and said that if those jokes are made during the show, she will walk. And I said, okay, great. They're taken out. They're done. Like they're out. And I was fine about it because I knew that might happen, but I wasn't going to do it unless it came from her, Right. So I didn't do those jokes. And I was also scared when I got there that she was going to be mad at me because she might have heard that it was me. They told me that she just heard someone. So when I met her backstage right before we're walking on, I wanted to just have a moment with her being like, I love you. Like, I think you're so brave. I love trans people. Sure. Like, I'm kind of obsessed with them because I'm just like, that is insane. Like, insanely brave to me to like feel like you should have always been something and be like, I know everyone's going to make fun of me for the rest of my life and also tonight, but like, this is who I am. It's just, I just love it. So I wanted to have a moment with her where if she thought I was, even to say, hey, I'm sorry I made those jokes and that upset you. I didn't know that they were off limits. So I ran up to her, but she was walking so fast, even in heels, to the stage that I was like
still an athlete.
Still an athlete.
Yeah.
Walking so
still
fast.
Still can kick your ass in golf.
Looking amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
If you are a 2-year-old woman and you look that good, good luck. I remember looking at her being like, she is killing it. But so I ran up to her and I had heard from my friend Bonnie McFarlane, who's a writer on the show, that she had a really strong rehearsal set.
Yeah. And
so I went up to her and I was like, Caitlin, I'm like, hi. I was like, I'm Nikki Glazer. I'm such a huge fan. I'm so excited to do this with you. I'm a comic on the thing. And I was like, I talked to a friend of mine that saw you at rehearsal. She said you killed. And I said, killed? And it just felt like I was addressing the joke that I'm like,
right.
And I heard you killed again. See you out there. It just felt like I was doing the meanest girl. Do you ever do that where you're like, it's the opposite of what I meant?
Yes.
And I could tell her kind of look at me like, did you just say something like purposely? So I think after that I was like, and I love you. And I was just, kissing her ass all the time. But then she was so nice to me. I mean, she found out I was on Dancing with the Stars and got voted off. She was like, you were voted off Dancing with the Stars first. She took me aside during the
that's good.
During the commercial break and she was so fun. Those are so fun because none of the celebrities have their makeup people, their assistants, they're all up there alone. And so during the commercial break, we just have these famous people that I would never be around. I'm the least famous person there by far.
Sure.
I get to talk to them and like, they're getting all drunk and a little bit like boozy and flirty and fun. And so she was just like, that's the worst thing that could ever happen to you was getting voted first off Dancing with the Stars. Rob was on Dancing with the Stars. He had an amazing samba. And she was like telling me, she was going, YouTube, Rob Kardashian, Dancing with the Stars, Foxtrot. And I was like, I know but she was a sweet, what I learned about Caitlin is that she's a really, I I did Bert Kreischer's Cabin show with her on Netflix, and after the roast, and I thought that she would be mad at me from the first roast just because I had gone on Howard Stern after that, and I had told the jokes
You told
about
the
her.
jokes.
My opening joke was, Caitlyn Jenner, such a beautiful woman you killed in that car accident. Like that was going to be my first joke.
Yes,
and so I
yes,
told
yes.
these on Stern, and
I
I
heard
felt
them.
like between me doing the roast and the Cabin that she might have
Did she?
developed a hatred for me because of the Stern thing. So I was scared to see her, but she was lovely, and she thought I was trans for a second. They cut that. I was very happy because I was like, I love trans people. They feel like they're not seen inside. And she was like, are you trans? Like, she asked me if I was trans, which, I wouldn't be. Trans people look amazing. They pass better than I do some days as a woman.
yeah.
And I was born a woman, but it was a moment that I was just like, am I? Like, but it was we got along so well, and she's a really doting mother, and like just wanted to talk about her kids. Like, oh, so Kylie hasn't texted me in a bit, and I'm just getting so upset every time I FaceTime her. She's not picking up, and it was just like normal mom like problems with their kids, and I'm like, you're talking about Kylie? Or she'll be like, oh, did you see Kendall did that bottle cap challenge on the jet ski? I told her she could get it in the first time. Like, and I was like, yeah, I saw that. I liked that this morning, as did 90 million people. And you're talking about it's like a little video of your kid. It's so cute.
Okay, we're gonna do a bunch of rapid fire questions,
Rapid.
and then we'll be done. Okay,
Rapid
you ready?
fire.
All right, these are a bunch of these are rapid fire questions. You just answer them
So
quick.
3 minutes each. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. This
I'm putting
is
on my glasses for rapid fire.
good. Rapid fire. Here we go. Were you excited to do the podcast when I reached out to you?
Yes.
Favorite Taylor Swift song?
Delicate.
If you could do a show with any other comedian,
15. Fuck. All too well. Fuck. Okay.
If you could do a show with any other comedian, who would it be and why?
Oh my God. Any other comedian? Who would it be and why? I do that show. It's with Andrew Collin. I get to work with
Great.
Rachel Feinstein, probably. Rachel
Feinstein's great.
Is one person that I want to work with who's the funniest person, I think, and I could just sit back and set her up and just laugh.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have to do any heavy lifting.
Like today.
Like today. I was going to make that joke, but I didn't
got
want
to
to
it
because I thought it was
first.
too mean. Oh, God.
How come no one swipes on my Bumble profile?
Because you have spliced commas, and you also say you like black coffee, and all your pictures, you look the same in them, and you're not
Okay.
comfortable being
Okay.
taken pictures of.
Okay.
And I also am
that's-
going to take a picture of you
that's good.
today
That's
to
good.
actually get a comfortable, normal looking you. I'm going to take one right now.
Will I ever meet someone?
Yes.
Do you like social media?
Yeah, you'll meet someone like special. That's a different, but you'll meet other people in your life. You're out and about on the town. There's a
meet
guy at the gas
someone.
station across the street. When
She'll
you go
be
get a-
toxic and horrible, but you'll definitely meet her.
No, you don't. You will not go out with this girl again that made you watch that reality show, will you?
What?
Are you going to go out on a third date with that girl? No. Right. Exactly. So you're not putting up with anyone that's not like on board with
It's
your
got to be
stuff.
somebody incredible.
Yeah.
It's got to be like Lady Gaga.
No, it doesn't. What?
Or
Yeah,
like Sia.
What do you mean by that? Really? You
Yeah.
want to date a famous person?
No, I don't.
Okay, so
But
then
like
it's not.
that level, not famous.
What do you mean? So they have to be able to sing really well and have like an amazing voice?
Sing and have an hour set and just be.
What are you looking
can
for?
cook.
Honestly, okay, rapid fire. What are the 3 things you're looking for in
Funny.
a partner? Funny.
Funny, honest.
What about beautiful?
I don't care about that.
You don't care if you can get your dick hard for them.
I don't.
Really? You don't want to have sex? You will be fine being in an asexual relationship. where
No,
you don't-
I might go get hard. I mean, obviously, but I'm not.
so
like,
do you get hard for like intelligence?
No. But
Okay.
I really feel like the
So
funny.
how are you going to?
How would you last with somebody unless you have like that repartee?
Agreed, it's important,
Right.
but I do
It's the
believe that
most
you have to
important.
want to like. You have to be attracted. I think number 1 has to be like you're attracted to them in some way, or at
Yeah.
least you're open to the chance. They can't be fugly.
Let me say, it's not that they're not attractive. I just don't really have a type.
Okay.
Like if you saw my like ex-girlfriend and my
I
ex-wife.
bet they're all pretty though. I bet they all are a certain number and above,
they're
right?
cute.
Okay, so we have to address that this isn't open to any funny, honest woman. Because there's a lot of
Maybe.
I'm just okay.
Like there's
so
times when I've seen Roseanne talk and I've been like,
what do they have
oh,
to?
I could be with Roseanne
What do?
because she's so funny.
What's something that you don't want them to have about themselves, or a thing that you would appreciate is not a thing about
I don't like when
drama?
I don't like drama.
Okay,
I
well,
don't like
no one
any
likes
kind-
drama. Okay, so do you want someone that works on themselves then and goes to therapy?
Yeah. for
So
sure.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, that would be great.
I think that people need to prioritize that because, and if you also have to, I'm guessing you're someone that does Therapy?
Yes.
Or at least meditate. Someone that has some sort of self-care practice.
I don't think it's out there for me.
A person that
Yeah.
does this, yes, Jason.
I really don't.
100% there is.
Because I've put up so many blocks, you know.
Well, then knock them down. What are you putting up?
I know, but then you just invite trouble into your life.
So take it slow.
Like I'm here right now, and
So-
this is done, and this is going to be great when it's over, and I'll get on the plane, and I don't have to worry about anybody.
I know, but it sounds
know
like
what I
you
mean?
want to worry about someone if you're even on Bumble. Like, what's the point of that? Or are you just there to have sex? Obviously not. You're looking for someone.
It's just too much. It's
So
just,
you're looking for
to have
something
to-
that you are closed off to. So you wouldn't be doing that if you were actually closed off to it. So your point is disproven immediately.
I also don't meet like the right people. Like I meet young people. That's all I meet.
So
I need to meet people that are like.
I like
your
you
age.
going to places where
Where do you go meet a 40-year-old woman? The
first of all,
bookstore?
you go to on all the dating apps. You just you do the dating apps and you talk about it on podcasts like this because here's the thing. My roommate Andrew has a girlfriend now because she listened to him on a podcast that she listened to. He was a guest on it and she was like, "Who is this guy?" She just liked
Really?
the way he talked because he was himself. And so all you have to do is keep being yourself and put it out there that you're looking for someone. Because if I
Okay.
were a girl and I heard you say this on your podcast, or I heard you guest on a podcast that I listened to, and I'm like, do you know how many times I've looked up guys after hearing their voices on, fucking self-help podcasts?
Really?
Like any podcast where I'm just like, oh, I wonder what this guy looks like. What's his deal? Does he have a wife? Does he have kids? Because I just like what he's saying.
Right.
And so you just need to, what you need to do is put this out there. But you know what doesn't work, which I've done a lot of, is acting desperate for it. Because you're not desperate for it.
No, I'm
you actually
not.
have very high standards.
I'm not desperate for it. In fact, I don't even care if it comes. My mother is single.
Slide into Jason's DMs.
But
if
I'm so
you
good
are
to be
interested.
alone now. I'm so good.
Well,
It was
then
scary at
that's great.
first.
But you're not meant to be. Humans aren't meant to be alone. We're meant to have partners.
Okay, back to you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to finish. Here we go. Did you have a crush on any of the guys from Fuckboy Island?
No, but I developed crushes on the show with you're on an island with a bunch of people making a show. So I had crushes.
Got
But
it.
no, none of the boys.
Twizzlers or Red Vines?
Red Vines. Like if overall Twizzlers, but right now I'm craving a Red
Twizzlers,
Vine.
number one. What's your favorite cereal?
Life.
Me too.
It's so
I said that yesterday. We were writing these questions, and I
It's
said
the
Life, and
fucking
everybody made fun of
best.
me.
No.
My assistant was like, Life?
Dude, who's not loving life? And I love it when it's crispy. I love it when it's soggy. I love all of it.
It's not too
condensed.
sweet, but it's sweet enough.
It's great.
I love it. Okay, last question. Can you tell my ex-wife to leave me alone for once?
Could just cut him some slack. He's struggling.
Okay, thank
He's a good dad. He speaks very highly of you. I love that you have a good
She's
relationship.
great.
But just back the fuck off, bitch.
Nikki, thank you so much. Thanks for doing this.
Check
You
out my
killed it.
podcast, the Nikki Glazer podcast, every single day. You
Check
can drop
out-
in whenever.
Check out Nikki's podcast on iHeart, right?
Yeah.
And her reality show, Welcome
Yeah.
Home.
Welcome home, Nikki Glazer ?
Fuckboy Island is really great. It's on
Fuckboy
HBO
Island,
Max.
yep.
I'm on episode 2. We're watching it with my kids. Wyatt and Charlie and I are watching it. Wyatt loves it.
I love it.
You have like so many things.
And then, and then I have a special coming out on in July on HBO.
And when's the next roast?
Who knows? Who knows?
Can they
Netflix
not do-
just announced they were doing a Tom Brady one in 2023, so I'm gunning for that. But who knows?
Oh, so you might be on there.
Who knows? I mean,
knows?
I should have. I have an HBO special, so I kind of jumped ship. But
Oh.
Netflix, I love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Nikki.